I received a miracle, and there's no getting around that. It was a miracle from God. I shouldn't even be here. I lived through a non-survivable motorcycle wreck, horrible accident, and there's no way that I should have lived through that, let alone come out without any major injuries or be able to ride the bike home. Should have ended me right then and there. And I've been trying to do this video for the last year. I've done it at least 6 times. I've had it in my editing software countless times. I've cut it, spliced it every which way I could, and still haven't got it out. But I'm at a place in my channel where I don't feel like I can go on until I get this off my chest. I started this channel as a food, fun, and travel channel, which is exactly what I want it to be and what I intend it to be. This is off subject. What do you call it, amigos? Texas Russ coming at you from Dongtan Beach here on Pattaya. Last week, a friend of mine posted a video here about LBHs, which is Losers Back Home. That's guys that are my age that show up out here. They've maybe been rejected and treated badly back in the States, so they come out here to find a woman that's going to treat them better, give them some more respect, and man, I can't knock that. I can't knock them for doing that. A lot of those guys come out here to find young, attractive girls in the bars. They want to party. They want to hook up with some, 20-year-old. And guys, I want to tell you that's not why I showed up out here at all. And I've got a story to tell you. And the story I need to tell you, in order to tell you that story, I need to tell you why I showed up. And that story has nothing to do with the reason I started the channel. So, I started this channel as food, fun, and travel. And I intend to keep it that way. But we're going to have to get into my personal life a little bit. And I just want to, what I want to share with you guys today. Hope you stick around till the end of the video, because the story I've got to tell you is exceptionally fascinating. I've been trying to tell you this story for the last year, and I keep messing it up. I've had it, I've videoed it at least 6 times. I've had it in the editing process, and I just keep throwing it away because I can't do it justice. But we're going to get this out before I can carry on with the rest of the channel. So anyway, the reason I came to Thailand is because I'm a Christian, and it was an act of obedience. I know some of that might put a lot of you guys off, and I get that, because a lot of people are offended about Christianity. There's a real attack on Christianity going, but the Thai people, they put Buddha up everywhere, every street corner, every hotel, every massage shop, every bar, everywhere you go, there's a Buddha shrine. They're very unapologetic about it. So yeah, that's how I'm going to be also. Very unapologetic about my Christian faith. Like I say, I want you to stick around to the end of the video. I don't intend to preach to you, but I'm going to tell you what happened to me. And this story coming up is absolutely amazing. So yeah, a few years ago, it was like one tragedy after another hit me, until I found myself totally rejected by my family. And then my dog up and dies. I had just buried my mother 7 months earlier, and then my dog dies, and that was like the last straw. So I'm walking down the hill from burying the dog, talking to God, throwing my hands up in the air, going, man, did I make you mad? You got a beef with me? Would you please, talk to me? Just explain it to me. So, talk to me like I'm stupid so I can understand. And for the first time in my life, he did. Not like a spoken word in my ear, but I got for lack of a better way to explain it, I got a download to go check out Thailand. It's completely out of my wheelhouse, nothing I had ever considered. Never thought about doing anything like that before. And it came out of nowhere. And I thought, why not? For the first time in my life, I had the money to go. I didn't even have to worry about feeding the dog anymore. So I walked right in the house and I booked my first trip. When that happened, a bunch more stuff happened. When I got to Thailand, this is an interesting story. I really didn't tell the whole thing, but I'm just going to kind of skim through it. I got back into Thailand and a series of events happened, starting with me going back into AFib after I'd had that fixed. I went to go see a doctor. I got a prescription. I went to the pharmacy. I met a lady who set me up with a guy, and he just happened to be the guy I needed to talk to about taking care of all my retirement needs here in Thailand. So it made me realize that it was this whole thing, the whole reason I'm here is all about, it's a God thing. So I showed up as an act of obedience, and I'm like walking around out here now going, okay, what am I supposed to do? Now you got me here. And look, guys, I'm not telling you I'm a great Christian. When it comes to Christianity, I'm a really good example of a really bad example. I'm a train wreck and I need help, and I show up. And I know a lot of you guys think we're all a bunch of hypocrites, and yeah, there's room for one more. Why don't you come to our church and join us? Yeah, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody by any means. I'm just saying I need help. So, getting back on the subject. So I'm in Thailand looking for whatever that purpose is, and more in tune with, spiritually than I have ever been in my entire life. Because now it's like God's talking to me all the time. And once you get into that place, it's like the Matrix, where you see the numbers falling all over the screen. Like everywhere you look, you see signs of God, or he's showing you something that you need to see in order to get you to do what he wants you to do. It's kind of an odd setup, but man, if it's not real, I'm out here stumbling around like Mr. Magoo on a construction site, and I'm making financial decisions and just looking out like Forrest Gump, So yeah, it's the truth. And what drives this home is the incident that happened exactly 1 year ago that I've been trying to talk to you guys about, for the last year. I was riding my bike out of Cambodia, and I was 2 hours out coming back into Thailand in the middle of nowhere when a girl on a motorbike pulls out in front of me, and I hit her so hard that nobody should have survived, or I shouldn't have survived. There's a baby involved. But I'm clipping on down the highway. There's a tractor crossing the road in front of me. And dude, when I'm riding, I'm always on high alert. So I saw this girl from miles off. She's parked on the left side of the road. Of course, I'm riding in the left lane. And she's on one of those motorbikes with a cart on the side. Here's one right here. The motorbike's on the right side, the cart's on the left side. So that's what I'm talking about right there. So she's on something like that. And she's talking to a guy who's also parked on the left shoulder. And just as I got there, she pulls out onto the road, but not just like she's going the same direction I am. She's going across the road. I believe she was going to make a U-turn and go back to her house. And dude, I had no place to go. The tractor's in the right lane. The dude she's talking to is in the shoulder. I had to hit her. Well, she's got a baby on that little table that's on that side cart. And it's just laying on its back, wearing a diaper and nothing else. And man, I smacked her, and I'm going highway speed, and I smacked her right in the side. And in that last split second before I smacked her, I said, well, this is how I die. I'd always wondered how that was going to work, you know. So I hit her, and I finished hitting her. And I find myself sitting straight up on the motorbike. Well, not only did I hit her, you know, I'm knowing as soon as I see her pull out, I go, well, this is it. The forks are going underneath the bike. I'm going to flip over the handlebars. I'm on blood thinners, so I'm going to go tumbling down the road. I'm going to have bones sticking out of my arms and legs, and I'm going to bleed out right here on the highway, and this is how it ends. We all know how physics work. And I'm telling you, I smacked her so hard that for half a mile, or no, about 3/4 of a mile up and down the highway, everybody came out of their houses because they knew it was a bad one. So the wreck is over, and I find myself sitting straight up on the bike, standing in the road, fully believing that I just died. And my first thought is, where's Jesus? I knew he was coming to get me. And I'm looking around, waiting on him, and I'm going, okay. Matter of fact, I even said the words, don't leave me hanging. And he wasn't showing up, which was starting to bother me a little bit. So anyway, I thought while I was waiting, I just turned my head over my right shoulder to see what my mangled body looked like laying back there in the road, because I knew I was there. And oh yeah, the second thought that I had was, well, at least I didn't suffer. You know, that was quick and painless, and you know, at least I didn't suffer. Still believing I was dead. So anyway, I turned my head to the right to see my body laying in the road, and I wasn't there. And then I got a real sick feeling, realizing that I had just lived through that. Now I had to look over my left shoulder and see what happened to that baby, and there was nobody crying. You know, the baby wasn't crying. I was dead certain. I was certain that I had just killed that baby. So I turned my head to the left. The girl that I hit was getting up out of the road. I hit her so hard that the bike and the cart and everything went spinning. And the force of the spin threw her into the street, skint her up. I broke the frame on her bike. The frame snapped in front of the passenger foot peg on the right side. The impact took the muffler off of her bike, and the muffler and part of the frame were laying in the street. There were some guys pulling her bike out of the street, and there was another guy holding a baby, and the baby wasn't crying at all. The baby was caught dead center of the spin and didn't go anywhere. Just spun in a circle in place and since it was in the center of the spin, there was no centrifugal force that threw the kid out of the cart, or it was still on top of the table when the guy picked it up, and it wasn't crying. So at that point, I just said, well, thank you, Jesus, and if this cost me $10,000 today, I'm not going to fuss about anything. So I had kind of signs and messages from God that I needed to be a good and faithful witness, and I thought it was that I needed to be a good and faithful witness to the girl. So at the end of the day, of course, I got the shaft because I'm a white guy in the middle of Thailand, so they said it was my fault. And I happily paid $300 to settle the whole thing, her hospital bill, and all the damage of the bike and everything. They came back to me, and by another miracle, I had the money on me. I had taken out money the day before and tried to put it back into the ATM as a deposit, and the ATM wouldn't open up and let me put my cash back in. That's how they work over here. So I had to carry the cash. But I spent a day at the police station. The girl said she was, horribly sorry and everything. And then at the end of the day, she knew it was her fault. But she's a very poor girl. And I'll have to put up a picture of her house. But she asked me, it was late. The accident happened early in the morning. Oh, and I'm at a beautiful place. I just came out here to kind of finish the talk with you guys. So the accident happened early in the morning, and it's now getting close to sunset. And she said, hey, I know you're hungry, and I have a food stand, so if you want to follow me home, I'll feed you. And you can stay at our place tonight. And I thought I was here to witness to her, so I said, okay. You just took all my hotel money anyway, so yeah, I'll take you up on that. Plus, I love anytime a Thai person out in the country invites me to stay at their home, I will take them up on it, because I love seeing their lifestyle, getting out of my, getting out of the norm, and going and living like a Thai person, and enjoying their culture and everything. So yeah, I took her up on it, and I went to their house, and it was a really cool place. I'll have to tell you about that in the next video or something. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to tell you that I think that's the coolest thing. I lived through a non-survivable accident, and I've got another video that I don't know if you guys saw, where I went to Buriram Hospital in Bangkok, and I got all checked out. Well, I had kidney stones, gallstones, and they thought I had a heart issue, so I went back to Texas later and got everything checked out. Another miracle happened, and I had been praying about all this medical stuff. They did the nuclear stress test on me, and I'm fine. My heart is fine. There's no blockage. There's no need for any stent or bypass or any of that garbage. The gallstones, yeah, I had not only gallstones, I also had polyps, and the guy looked at that and he goes, yeah, that needs to come out. So I did have the gallstone surgery, but the kidney stones, went to the urologist. He looked at the report and the ultrasound that I got back from Buriram, and he goes, that stone's way too big for us to bust up with ultrasound. We're gonna have to go up in there with a laser. And he sent me for a CAT scan. And when I came back, he goes, the stones are gone. And I said, what do you mean the stones are gone? And he goes, well, they're just not there. He goes, they were there, and now they're not. And I said, well, you said they were too big to, bust up with ultrasound. And I said, if I passed those stones, don't you think that I should have felt it? And he goes, yeah, you should have passed out in the bathroom floor. And I never did that. So anyway, I'll chalk that up as another miracle. I've had friends of mine that pray for a miracle, they get something like that, and they said it was almost like a miracle. And I go, no, you prayed for a miracle and you got one. It's what happened. You know, you got to give God credit for credit due. But anyway, like I said, I didn't intend to preach to you guys, and I don't intend to turn this into a Sunday school channel or talk about my Christian faith. And, you know, chances are one of these days you may find out I went to jail over something stupid, caught me, you know, in a hotel room with hookers and blow or something like that. I don't know. Man, I think that's what the big issue is about Christianity, is that y'all expect everybody to be perfect, and we're not. We're just regular people that accept the free gift of salvation and accept and admit that we are a train wreck. So I don't hold that against anybody. You know, you see people like some of these TV evangelists. They've actually done a lot of good, and then they get caught, you know, having an affair or something like that. Well, guess what? We're all sinners and we're all humans, and when that happens, it's like the guy on TV that poops his pants. Everybody's done it. Everybody's done it. But if you get caught, somebody's going to take it and put it on YouTube and magnify that, and that's what you're going to be known for. So, yeah, ease up on the Christians, folks. 70 of them just got beheaded in the Congo, and the news won't even report it. So, anyway, I feel like I got this off my chest. I'll go home and do some editing, cut out the stutters and boring parts and redundant stuff, and hopefully I've got something that you guys can take home. Also, I want you to know, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of men are under fire too. Toxic masculinity has been a it's been an issue for years, and more men are taking their own lives now than I mean, it's in record numbers. So if you guys ever need to talk, you know, my email address is on my channel. So you know, go down to the comment section or the where it has the description of the video and stuff. You can look up my email address. If you guys need to get a hold of me, I'll talk to you. Anyway, I just want to thank you all for tuning into my channel and being supportive, and hopefully I didn't lose anybody because I started talking about my personal life. But we're going to go back to our regular programmed, zany, kooky, binge-worthy cut scenes and sound effects and have some fun. And I just needed to get this one done, and I wanted to do it justice, and I don't think there's any way that I ever could, so I'm just going to put out what I've got. But I feel like a weight's been lifted off of me now, and I'm ready to get on with some more of regularly scheduled content. So anyway, hopefully somebody found some of this useful, and if you guys have ever had any kind of a miracle happen in your life, you ever feel like God's maybe talked to you a little bit, please feel free to leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. So love you all. Take care. Sweaty cop, and we'll catch you on the next side.
Just tell me you'll stay or take me